Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Wait till you Lightheart from the Prosperity and Health Alliance. I'm so jacked today because I got my good buddy Keith Yackey on the line with you from Amplify. He's getting jacked up. We're all going down to this amazing event. There he is.
Jacked.
Let's talk. Before we get into this, before we talk to Keith, You're here with us today? We got you on video?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm live. I'm so stoked and honored to be here, man.
Sweet. So great. So let me talk about today what we're going to talk about for everybody, because this is so important. Everybody's talking about building and growing an online business and using the internet to bring in money, to live the laptop lifestyle, to live anywhere, do anywhere, and have this. But in order to do that, you need a funnel. And the thing is I've gone to all the events, I've taken all the courses, and I've been fortunate enough to have world-class experts who are my friends who have literally held my hand and taken me into this world of internet. This is what's happened to me. I got to say this. I'm not an internet expert. I'm not a social media expert. I'm not an AdWords campaign expert. I don't know jack about building a funnel, but I know people who do this, and they share with me, and they give this, so it's so easy for me. And that's why I'm excited today, because Mr. Keith Yackey is a friend of mine we've been friends for now 13 years. He came to me from my very first online funnel platform that I had my good buddy Matt Glant build for me. And from that, I got to learn how to make money online, travel the world, live an extraordinary lifestyle. And Keith has gone on. He's been a successful real estate magnate. He's been a successful rock star. He's been a successful surfer. He's a musician. He's made a fortune online. And he's got the most badass, coolest event you've ever seen in your life. I went to this last year, and my only thought was, why don't I have everybody I know here? Because there's nobody that can talk or explain or take you through the step-by-step things that you need to do to build an online sales funnel that is going to work, and that is going to work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Keith Yackey, I've been doing all the talking. Over to you, bud. Tell me what you got for us today.
Man, much love. And Wade, it has been 13 years, man. And you know what's been interesting about both your career and mine is we've made pivots, we've morphed, we've grown, we've learned. And one thing that you and I both have and massively in common is, whereas other people might say, I don't know how to do something, you and I both say, I don't know how to do that yet, right? And we're going to go learn it, and we're going to go beat the bushes until we figure out what it is, or we're going to or at least figure out enough so we know how to talk to people who we can bring into our team to get us where we want to go, right? So thank you for the kind words. For those listening, maybe you don't know, but actually my very first ad I ever responded to online was Wade and Matt's ad on the Freaky Big program. So it's just the synergy, and we've just been friends. We've been through some really cool ups and downs and all arounds, and as only good friends can say they've been through. And so today you're watching this, you have a lot of respect and admiration for Wade, which I do as well. You respect and admire the lifestyle that he's been able to create for himself and help others create as well. And so I guess, when I come on a show like this and have the honor of, being talked up so highly and my event be talked up so highly, I can say this, that I was at a point in my life where this would have seemed impossible. How can I take a microphone into a screen online and actually create a 7-figure plus business? It's first of all, it's mind-blowing. So if you're standing there, or you're sitting there, or you're running, or you're listening, and you're thinking, is this really possible? Just know that only 4 years ago, I didn't even know how to build a website. I was afraid of the internet. No joke. So with that, the things I'm going to share with you are not things that I read. They're not things that I heard. They're not things that I think might work. They're things that I've actually put right into practice. And I only will share this number with you just so you can understand that you're talking to somebody who really knows what he's talking about. We created a 7 figures in our first funnel within 14 months. Now, that's just real talk. I took offline strategies, brought them online, an offline product, brought it online, and learned that the internet is the largest microphone in the world. So whatever your business in, and I know that a lot of people that come to Wade and look for his advice and his leadership and mentorship are in I know the types of business you're in. So direct sales and that type of thing. So why is the internet important to you? Well, because truly I don't even think it's the wave of the future. I think it's the wave of right now. But if you've ever done any surfing, it's usually a couple of small waves and then the big set comes. And that's what's happening. There's some smaller waves that we're a part of, and it's preparing us for the big set wave that's going to come in that I think we're going to be able to cash in on more than anybody. And it's going to revolutionize, I believe, how you market. And I say revolutionize, that sounds so revolutionary, right? Like, so one thing was done one way and done the other way. I just think that there will come a time very soon, if you haven't been already, where you will be logging into your computer, your laptop, or your phone, and you will be setting things up, and you will be signing people up for your business and for your downline and for your thing, and it will be happening automatically right here. And you'll be checking into your sales, you'll be checking into your thing right here every day, and you'll be like, I can't believe I just made that amount of money today, and I'm literally in a dress shirt, so you guys think I'm somewhat presentable, but I actually have my underwear on. You know what I mean? So I guess I want to just give a little bit of a vision, and then we can get into some tactical, practical steps of how to do it. But Wade, is there anything a question that you know that people listening to this would have specifically that you would like me to address, or do you want me to just go into, like, how would you want me to do it? Because I want to best serve, I want to be entertaining, but I also want to enlighten and educate as well. How can we do that the best?
Well, I know you'll do it. I know you'll do it both, because I've known you for a long time, and that's always what it is. It's always enlightening. It's always entertaining. But I think there's a lot of people in the direct sales model that have heard about getting involved with creating, a successful sales funnel, or getting leads, or generating an online business machine that will support their direct sales business.
Yeah.
So what I would like to know, can you talk about some of the things that you're going to be sharing at the Amplify event that are directly related to how somebody actually goes about and does that? Because I know you've got not just you've got some other amazing people speaking at this event. This is not just this is an amazing show. So if you want to talk about all of that, go for it.
All right, perfect. So let me backtrack for 1 second. In any business, what are we trying to accomplish? We're saying, here's an offer that you have a problem or a pain that we're trying to solve. And I want to catch your attention with that. And then I want to put you into a process where I can explain how I can help serve you and you can get a result that you're after. And I mean, that's the loop, right? And then fulfill it so that you either come back for more or you go tell others who have the same problem to come here for the solution. And so what happens, I believe, is people think that the online thing is different than that. And really all the online thing is the offline thing, but quicker, faster, and more leverageable. So what I mean by that is, whereas now you're saying, hey, meet me at Starbucks and let's sit down and we'll talk through how I can help you change your life and gain freedom and all this. What we're saying is that grabbing the attention, explaining the opportunity, closing them into the opportunity, helping them overcome their fears, their doubts, and whatever they're struggling with, and then getting them and supporting them to go on and be successful. What we're saying is we can quicken that loop, and we can be making that happen over and over again without you having to sit down to Starbucks over and over and over again, without losing that touch. Because if you lose the personal touch, then people follow people, man. People follow leaders. They don't follow necessarily an ideal or a thing. They follow a leader. And so what we're going to explain at Amplify is how in the direct sales business, and actually how in all businesses, you can take the thing that you're doing now and how can you make it to where a lot of it's automated without losing the touch. And so that way people now come in to your funnel ready and willing, and it helps you weed out a lot of people who are not ready, willing. So for example, let me just give a very basic baseline example. A lot of us have YouTube channels and we have YouTube videos that we send out there. And I'll tell you, a lot of customers, clients, people that come through, even our coaching program, have said, I've watched so many of your videos because to see whether I really like what you're saying, what you're doing is real, and whether you resonate with me. And they're listening for congruencies and incongruencies. And so what happens is by using this thing called the internet, grabbing people's attention, sharing with them the opportunity, and then giving them the opportunity to enroll or disenroll and disengage from you altogether, if we can still create that in an automated way, and again, I keep using this, the largest microphone in the world is the internet. We teach you how to amplify that message or the message of your business so people can start selecting themselves or deselecting. So by the time you talk with somebody, you already know they like you, they trust you, they're very interested, and you're not wasting your time with a bunch of tire kickers. And when I look at the direct sales model, I just think that's the most beneficial way is how do we get people from wanting the opportunity to understanding the opportunity to saying, yes, I'm in for the opportunity. Now let's have a serious conversation without having to sit down at Starbucks 92 times a week.
You know what? You said that so well, because years ago when I got started in my own direct sales, which was actually personal training, I was selling personal training programs, and I would meet people at a coffee shop, explain the program and all that stuff. And then I created a form where people filled out prior to. And then I went through the form. And the more engagement I created from their online stuff, the easier it was until by the end of it, I had a 95% closing rate. The 5% I didn't were people I didn't want to deal with.
Yeah.
Now, then Matt showed me how to do this on an online level to scale up. And that's how we met. And then you've taken this model and ran with it and amplified it to another level, making it simpler, easier, faster to do, and something really that if somebody isn't doing, if you're not doing what you're going to show at Amplify event today, are people really going to survive in this industry? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know how. And we're all reluctant to change. I mean, gosh, it was 2013 before I actually learned how to build a website and actually figured out the internet thing. But really, you know what? I look at the internet, and maybe I'm unique in my approach to this, but it's all real estate. These are storefronts. Every one of our websites is a storefront that people get to walk by or not walk by. But the beautiful thing is we are allowed to take that storefront and put it right in front of somebody's eyes and say, you want this? Is this interesting to you? If not, then you don't have to click on the button. But if you are, then here it is. And I think what people think is it takes a lot of money to do this. It doesn't. The barrier of entry is so low now. I don't know how to code. I couldn't code anything if you wanted me to. I wouldn't know what to do with code. I would be lost. But the things we show is how do you actually build the websites? How do you build the funnels? How do you actually go from A to Z all the way through? How do you write the words that actually grab people's attention? So, we're teaching all of that from A to Z. What's the technical functions on how to actually build it? And then what are the real practical ways of getting people to understand your attention, grab their attention? And then we even go into storytelling. And we've all heard this before, Wade. Like some people goes and go, oh, I've got a great story for you. And we're like this. Dude, I think I heard my name, right? But then somebody else says, oh, have you heard this story? And you do this, right? You lean in. And so that every time because to me, marketing is just storytelling. That's all it is. It's the exact same thing. We're marketing saying, hey, do you have this pain? Guess what? So did I. Let me tell you the story of how I got out of that pain. And someone's like, I want to know more. So telling your story is a really key component, and that's what copywriting is. That's what telling your story is in person. I'm not saying don't do Starbucks. I'm just saying that there's so many different mediums, so many different channels. And so at Amplify, we're going to be talking about the technical, tactical stuff. We're also going to be talking about some of the things that where you need to be. Because I'll tell you what, Wade, if you gave me the top 10 ways to lose weight and get muscles and to be sexy as a mofo, and I didn't want to be that, I won't do those 10 things. And so understanding what is a true motivation, how do I get the mindset to go where I really want to go, we're going to be talking about that. And you're right, man, I'm bringing in what I believe are some of the absolute best of the best speakers that are coming in who have built real business. Everybody on that stage is a multi-seven-figure earner in what they're doing. And so this is not fluff and theory. This is, let me show you exactly how to just get down to brass tacks now.
It was awesome. And let's talk about that for a second. Who are some of the people that's coming? Because last year I was in awe about, I was just like, what? This is unbelievable. The value I got out of this event it exceeded any single seminar, whatever you want to call it, like an Amplify experience, and it is an experience. So let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, well, being in this industry, when you throw an event like this, it catches a lot of attention. So last year we had Gary Vaynerchuk and Dan Martell, Sean Stevenson, so many other really great people that were on that stage. And this year I'm like, I want to do something very similar. I want to have people that are really rocking and rolling. So we're bringing in Lewis Howes, who has built a fantastic business, a fantastic podcast, named as one of the top 30 entrepreneurs under 30 by former President Barack Obama. Then we have Russell Brunson, who Harvard is literally doing a study on them as the fastest SaaS company to go from 0 to 30 million bootstrap. They didn't take any outside capital. They just kept reinvesting and building it. He's going to show how he did that, but ultimately he's a marketer in his brain, and he's showing people how to really build online marketing systems that work. And what does it mean to get somebody's attention? What does it mean to get a little bit of buy-in and to escalate them up so that they get a bigger buy-in and bigger wins and all that stuff? So those are two massive people. But man, we have people like Pete Vargas. We have David Bayer. And maybe some of these names don't ring a bell to some of you guys, but in our industry, the top of the top hire Pete Vargas to figure out how to go get on the right stages. The top of the top, professional athletes hire David Bayer to get their mindset in right so they can go win Olympic medals. We've got Russ Ruffino, who is teaching people how to create high-ticket sales programs with less time. Beautiful. Callan Rush, Wealth Through Workshops. Have you ever thought about, man, it'd be great to get 10 people in a room and show them what I do and then make an offer and make 6 figures in a weekend? Callan wants to show you how to do that. So there's so many. Brian Delaney, he's built a number of 7-figure funnels and understands the sales. Mark Van Muser, in my opinion, has the greatest ability to actually enroll and sell people into things that they want by helping them get over their fear. And I'm forgetting others, but Chris Smith goes in the story from the Campfire Effect, Jennifer Hootie, just so many that are really, really highly regarded in this industry as the best or the top, right? The top 2 or 3 in their thing. And I know every single one of them. They're my personal friends, and they're just not douchebags. So you're not going to get any douchey, salesy, we only have 2 left, you better hurry in the back of the room. None of that. And as Wade, as you know, I guard that community very safely because I don't want somebody thinking they're in a pitch fest or that we're just here for your money. It's not that. We want to see you grow. And we all do really well online. So coming to these live events isn't like our money maker. It's just a great way of getting exposure and just sharing love to the world, man. It's our art. It's our creation.
You're so right. And I think that's what really differentiates the Amplify experience from other events that people might have gone to. And, I know by some of them, like day 2 or 3, you're like, oh, here comes the money grab. Here comes that. And it leaves a sour taste in your mouth when people who are making a living. You've been successful in other. This is just something that you're doing as a passion to contribute back. I think a lot of people don't realize that you made a fortune in real estate. You were successful in other areas. You were a 7-figure a year public speaker, which is something that everybody needs to know as direct sales. You're probably one of the best people I've ever seen or worked with who is able to take a process, learn it, and break down the steps into a simple and easy format and to make it fun. I mean, you make everything fun. You can make the worst thing ever fun, and I think it's one of your unique skills. And I think when people like myself who have I'm not a digitally savvy. I wouldn't call myself a digitally savvy guy. It's not my natural nature. But guys like you make it so fun. It's like, okay, you know what? I got to do this. Okay, we got to do this thing, and then it becomes easier, and then it becomes a natural expression, and your own personality gets eventually to shine through the technology and amplify that message. And at the end of the day, that's what it really comes down to. It comes down to people that are looking and they're saying, hey, you know what? I need to get more customers in my business. I need to create some way to sift through the tire kickers and the serious people. I need a way to scale my business in a way that's not going to cause me to lose my relationships or lose my life or lose all these other things. I need something that's going to increase my revenue without exponentially increasing my costs, and I need something to buy my time back. So I need a system. And there's no better place than to find or build one of those systems than at Amplify. Am I right?
I agree with you. And, you know, when you gave me that compliment years ago, you said, Keith, you're one of the quickest learners of somebody who can take something and break it down. It's actually been one of my highest paid compliments I've kept really near and dear to me. And I realize it is my superpower to take something complex, break it, make it simple, break it down, make it simple so others can also find the same success we found. And having been able to create some curriculum for some very large revenue grossing companies that I was a part of and then was a partner in and all that good fun stuff, I can just say that if you're wondering, is this real? How does this really work? I'm going to explain it to you at Amplify. It's in a no bullshit, no fluff, no smoke and mirrors. Like, this is how it works. And here's what happens. There's a lot of people come into the online community and they get frustrated because they don't see the results they're looking for. And that actually, frankly, pisses me off because I just go, people have hopes, dreams, and a lot of times the last of their cash to invest in themselves, and they're hoping to get a system that they can truly just follow from A to Z, as you guys would say up there in the Great North, and or wherever, everywhere else except America, A to Z. You just want to have a system. For me, I was like, if somebody could show me from A to Z, I can follow that system. Just tell me the system. I'll follow it, and I might not like it, and I might complain on the beach when we're doing sprints, but I know if I do it, I'm going to walk out of that fat camp with some abs, and I did, and that's the beautiful thing about it. So I want to encourage anybody out there, even if you're just like, I've tried, I get it. I'm going to share with you a very quick story. When I first started investing in real estate, I was new to it. I didn't know how to do it yet, and I went and got my very first deal. And when I went to go put the money down on the deal, my brother had taken the $5,000 earnest money deposit and went and blown it on strippers and cocaine. That's a real story. My second deal, and I'm working a job and trying to do this on the side to try and create a legacy for my family. The second deal I got, worked my ass off to try and find that deal. A partner I was doing it with took my name off the contract and went and did the deal himself.
Wow.
Third deal. I borrowed $5,000 from my sister to be able to put the deposit down. She trusted me. She goes, you're trustworthy. Anything you say you're going to do, you're going to do. I put the money down. I was going to wholesale the deal, and a week before it's supposed to close, everybody backed out, and I actually lost the money. Those are my first 3 experiences in real estate investing, and I grew up being an American football player, and I said, all right, it's 4th down, and I'm a lot closer to the goal. I'm a lot closer to the goal line than I was on 1st down. And I went out, I found 3 deals, and I had somebody to line up to fund those 3 deals. 2 days before the first one was supposed to fund, one of the funders backed out. I called my realtor, said, this is what happened. He connected me with a guy. We got it funded. I funded those 3 deals. We renovated them. We flipped them. In 90 days, I had made over $90,000 cash, and it changed my life. And everybody's like, oh, it's easy. You get to drive around the nice car. You get to go flip real estate. And I just politely remind them, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down were nightmares, and I kept going. So maybe you're watching this today and you're like, my 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down have been nightmares, and I just don't know if I can trust myself again. And my question to you is this: at the end of your life, if you don't keep trying, how are you going to feel about your life when you look back? And for me, when I lost my mom to cancer at 56, when she was 56, almost 10 years ago, I told myself I was going to live a life of no regrets. So I don't care if you're 4th down, 7th down, 8th down, you cannot give up on this dream of freedom and living the life you want. And I know I'm getting worked up. It's just who I am. But I would love to see you at Amplify and let us encourage you and show you the step-by-step program that you can achieve everything you want to achieve, just like Wade and I have.
And so well said. You've made such an incredible offer to people with this Amplify event. So it's like you've put a lot of money into this event, a lot of time and effort. You've brought in all of these speakers. You've connected with the people. You've been working the phones. You've been working the lines. You've been working the internet. You've been putting all this stuff together, heart and soul, for a whole year now. You did the first one. Now you've got the next one. And you've done something that really nobody does. I mean, you're like, hey, I'm going to give you the tickets. Here it is. Like, just give us the offer. I mean, show us this is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Okay, so the tickets are free. If any of you are waiting for the pitch, here it is. The tickets are free. The caveat is you have to put down a $97 refundable deposit. What that means is you put the $97 deposit down, you come to Amplify, you will have a check with your name written on it for $97. We will hand to you. You could go cash that in the bank that very minute. And the only reason we're making people do the $97 deposit is because we only can fit 500 people in our amphitheater. And I just want to make sure that if you're going to show up, because if not, somebody else is wanting to show up and can't because they thought you were going to show up. So there will be a waiting list. My good hunch is there will be a waiting list for people who back out last minute, for other people that will want to take those seats. And there's a good chance we're going to have standing room only, which is, well, make sure you have a seat. But bottom line is I don't want that cost to come to be a barrier of you getting where you want to go in life. So it's free. You just go to the link below or link above or wherever the link is that Wade provides for you. Click on that link and just sign up. It's free, and pay the $97 refundable deposit, and then we will see you in Las Vegas in August 11th, 12th, and 13th.
That's right. So the event and all the details are on there. So it's at the... You want to talk about the venue?
Yeah, the venue it's actually a rock concert hall. One of our taglines that I know Wade loves is we teach people how to unleash their inner rock star, because I believe we all have it in us. And at one point somebody squashed it out of us, but it's in there. We'll find it. We'll pull it out, and we'll show you exactly how to unleash that inner rock star. But it's in a rock venue. The content's amazing. The venue's amazing. And then last but not least, I think one thing that a lot of people underestimate the power of live events is the connections, the molecular bond, the energetic flow that happens when you're in a room of all these other people going in the same direction. It's just so powerful, and it's where a lot of my best friendships have been made. And I think that there will be a lot of people there that will realize, wow, this was so worth it, and it's why people are coming back from last year or coming back this year.
Yeah, I can definitely attest that the last Amplify was the event of the year for me. It was the best one I went to, and I go to a lot of seminars, a lot of things, and I'm a big believer in them. I do know, and I have seen this over and over and over again, that people make the biggest decisions in their lives at live events. That the energy, the enthusiasm, and more importantly, the transference of like the energy of the speakers. It's one thing to see someone on a line or TV or something. It's a whole other one to see that guy looking at you while he's talking, or she's looking at you and saying, right. and it's resonating emotionally, and you're feeling that, and you're going, I got to do this. I got to take that step. So if you're out there and you're saying, you know what, I know I've been talking about it. I know I've been thinking about it. I know I got to get this site, but I tried it. Like, just throw that stuff out of the way and come to Amplify. I'm going to be there. I can't wait to see you. I want to give you a big hug. I want to introduce you to Keith. It's going to be great. I'm just so pumped. I'm so excited, and I know I'm shouting and screaming and spitting on the screen and everything else, but it's just because I get so jacked when I get to hang out with you, Keith. It's one of my great things in life, because there's very few people that just have the kind of energy and enthusiasm and positivity, but you've got that balanced with real, no BS business tactics that work, and you've proven it offline, and you've proven it online, and now you're sharing it with the world. I'm so excited to recommend and suggest that every single person I know stop everything you're doing, come to Amplify. You will not regret it.
Thank you, Wade. It means the world to me. It's actually shocking that the media has taken such, not shocking, humbling and surprising that like the Huffington Post, Entrepreneur Magazine, Inc. Magazine all say, this is the business event of 2017 you have to be at. It just blows me away. And I also want to say one last thing before we go. If you're thinking that you're going to come to this event and you're going to see me on stage and I'm going to jump behind the curtain and you won't get to meet me, that is not what happens. I want to meet every single person that comes to Amplify. I want to hug you. I want to kiss you on the cheek, maybe even on your forehead. And I just want I want our energies to collide.
That's so awesome. So I'll leave it at that. Keith Yackey, Amplify, August 11th to 13th. That's the dates. Click right here. Get there. Be there. Don't miss it. Stop everything you're doing. I'm going to be there. Can't wait. Looking forward to it, brother.